There is a secret many never discover, a secret so profound that it governs life itself. It is the truth that your blood listens. It obeys your words, your emotions, and the silent beliefs you carry within. Your blood is not a mere physical substance. It is living intelligence flowing with divine order, responding every moment to the spiritual vibration you send forth. The very tone of your inner dialogue can alter its rhythm, its purity, its power. When you say, "I am strong, I am whole, I am divine," that declaration echoes through every drop of your being, commanding your body to align with truth. Your subconscious mind, the unseen architect of your health and vitality, never argues. It accepts what you impress upon it. If you speak of sickness, weakness, or fear, your blood becomes the servant of those instructions. But when you affirm life, peace, and divine harmony, your inner chemistry shifts. Your blood, that sacred river of life, begins to circulate with renewed strength, washing away disorder, restoring balance, carrying divine intelligence to every cell. Speak not to your body as if it were separate from spirit. Speak to it as a living expression of the infinite. Your blood listens to your words. Every cell, every molecule, every atom within you is alive with divine intelligence, and that intelligence is receptive to the vibration of your consciousness. You are not a collection of random particles. You are a living expression of infinite order, harmony, and wisdom. When you speak, you are not merely making sounds. You are transmitting energy. Each word becomes a command to the inner forces that sustain your life. Your blood, that sacred river flowing through your veins, carries these commands to every corner of your body. It hears the melody of your speech, and it obeys the tone of your belief. If your words are charged with peace, your blood carries peace. If they are filled with fear, your blood trembles with disorder. You are the conductor of this internal symphony, and your thoughts are the notes that shape its rhythm. Every word you speak is a decree written upon the invisible tablets of your being. The ancient wisdom has always whispered this truth, that the spoken word is creative power. When you declare, "I am strong," your blood begins to align itself with that statement. It reorganizes its flow, strengthens its vitality, and harmonizes with the vibration of strength. Your blood listens because it is not separate from you. It is the living extension of your consciousness. The rhythm of your heartbeat is the echo of your inner state. When your thoughts are filled with fear, doubt, or resentment, the pulse of your life becomes heavy and disturbed. But when your heart is filled with faith, gratitude, and peace, your blood moves with divine precision, restoring balance, renewing energy, and radiating life. This is the secret of spiritual authority over the body. You are not a victim of your physical form. You are its master. Your blood is not an independent entity that acts without direction. It is the obedient servant of your word. The more consciously you speak, the more perfectly it obeys. The words you repeat most often become the pattern your blood follows. If you constantly say, "I am tired, I am weak, I am unwell," you are impressing those patterns into the subconscious realm where the functions of the body are governed. But when you change your language, when you begin to affirm, "I am renewed, I am strong, I am filled with the life of God," you change the vibration of your entire inner world. Your blood begins to dance to a new rhythm. It cleanses itself, regenerates, and reorders according to the divine blueprint of wholeness. Your blood is intelligent. It knows what to do when you direct it rightly. It knows how to heal, to restore, to balance, and to carry light throughout your body. But it waits for your command. It listens to your tone more than your words. You may say, "I am healed." But if within you is doubt or fear, your blood senses that vibration and mirrors confusion. Yet when you say, "I am whole," with faith and conviction, your blood receives that instruction as sacred truth. It responds instantly, circulating with the life force that comes from divine intelligence itself. Your belief becomes the command that sets divine chemistry into motion. Everything in the body is connected to thought. Thought becomes emotion, emotion becomes vibration, and vibration becomes biological response. This is not merely mystical, it is law. Your words form an invisible current that your blood carries throughout your being. Speak life, and life will manifest. Speak weakness, and weakness will take root. You are surrounded and filled by living intelligence that is waiting to be guided by your voice. The words you use daily are like seeds. When spoken with emotion, they drop into the fertile soil of the subconscious mind. Your blood becomes the messenger that nourishes those seeds, making them grow into health or sickness, peace or chaos, depending on what you plant. Every cell in your body is a listener, waiting for the vibration of truth. Each moment you have the choice to speak alignment or disorder. When you choose harmony, when you choose divine order, your blood becomes a river of light, carrying healing to every system. Imagine your words as golden currents entering your bloodstream. Feel the life of God flowing through you, obeying your direction, washing away all that is not of light. The divine order of your being begins with recognition, the acknowledgement that your words have power. You are never helpless before your own body. You are its governor, its commander, its divine voice. So speak with purpose, speak with faith. Speak to your blood as a friend, as a living expression of the infinite within you. Tell it that it flows in perfect harmony with divine law. Tell it that it is pure, whole, and radiant with life. Speak softly but with conviction, and your blood will obey, for it was created to serve the will of divine consciousness, the consciousness that lives as you. The subconscious mind is the silent power behind every function of your body, and it listens not to the words of fear, but to the language of faith. It is the divine servant that obeys the impressions you make upon it through feeling, thought, and belief. The subconscious does not argue, reason, or debate. It accepts as true whatever you emotionally affirm. This means that every word spoken with conviction becomes a decree to your inner being, shaping your physical reality. When you affirm peace, your body reflects peace. When you affirm strength, your cells awaken to that command. Your subconscious mind governs the beating of your heart, the circulation of your blood, the regeneration of your tissues, and the rhythm of your organs. Yet, this immense intelligence awaits the direction of your conscious thought. You are the master, and your subconscious is the faithful worker, carrying out every order you give it through belief. Many people unknowingly use this power against themselves. They speak words of disease, weakness, or fear, believing them to be harmless expressions of emotion. Yet the subconscious does not distinguish between jest and sincerity, between habit and conviction. It receives every impression as instruction. If you continually affirm that you are anxious, that you are sick, or that life is against you, the subconscious mind sets the body in motion to reproduce those conditions. The blood chemistry shifts, hormones respond, and the nervous system obeys. The body becomes a living reflection of inner disorder because it has followed the blueprint of belief. But when you speak from faith, when you affirm divine order, harmony, and health, the subconscious accepts that as its command. It begins to direct every process in your body toward balance, healing, and renewal. The same power that once produced sickness now produces wholeness because the instruction has changed. Your subconscious mind does not think in words, it thinks in images and feelings. This is why it responds so powerfully to faith and emotion. If you say, "I am strong," but inwardly feel weak and doubtful, the subconscious senses contradiction and remains unmoved. But when you speak the same words with the feeling of certainty, when you truly believe that divine strength flows through you, your subconscious accepts that impression instantly. It begins to harmonize every cell, every organ, every drop of blood to reflect that inner belief. Faith is not blind, it is creative vision. It is seeing with the inner eye the perfection that already exists within you. The moment you believe in divine order, the subconscious begins its invisible work of restoration, aligning every function of your body to that divine image. This power of belief has been known throughout the ages, though few have practiced it consciously. The truth remains that the body cannot move without the mind's instruction. The subconscious is like fertile soil, it will bring forth whatever seed you plant. If you plant fear, it yields weakness. If you plant faith, it yields strength. The harvest is determined by the quality of your belief. Every day you are sowing seeds in the garden of your subconscious through the words you speak, the emotions you dwell upon, and the thoughts you entertain. Speak to it as you would to a faithful servant. Give it noble, life-giving commands. Tell it that divine intelligence governs your body, that your blood flows in perfect rhythm, that every organ functions with precision and peace. The subconscious will obey because that is its nature. It must act upon what it believes to be true. Your body is the visible mirror of your inner world. Every ailment, every tension, every disorder is but a reflection of inner disturbance. To heal, you must first change the pattern within. You must impress upon your subconscious the image of perfect health, the vibration of divine order. Speak to it gently but firmly. Say, "I am one with the divine mind. My body is a temple of order and peace. Every function of my being is now aligned with divine harmony." As you repeat such affirmations with belief, you will feel a quiet transformation begin within you. Your blood will circulate with new life, Your nerves will relax, your heart will beat in peace, and your entire being will reflect the perfection of divine design. The subconscious does not respond to pressure. It responds to calm certainty. You cannot force it, you must persuade it with love and faith. When you speak to it in the language of belief, it listens. When you whisper divine truth into its depths, it begins to reshape your entire reality to match that truth. That is the secret of spiritual dominion over the body. You do not beg for healing, you declare it as already done. You do not plead for order, you command it with authority born of faith. The subconscious mind, hearing that command, sets every process in motion to make it manifest. It is the invisible bridge between thought and matter, heaven and earth, spirit and flesh. When you align your faith with divine truth, your subconscious becomes the channel through which divine order flows into your life silently, faithfully, and unfailingly. The power of spiritual command is the sacred ability to speak with the authority of divine truth, not as a request, but as a decree. When you affirm divine order, you are not pleading for something to happen. You are recognizing what already is. Within you dwells the infinite intelligence that created worlds, and that same power responds to the tone of your faith. When you declare health, peace, or abundance, you are not asking a distant force to intervene, you are awakening the divine energy already present within you. The words spoken in faith carry a vibration that moves through your consciousness, your body, and your surroundings, reorganizing everything according to the law of harmony. True command is not born of pride, but of union. Union with the divine mind that knows no sickness, confusion, or limitation. Spiritual command begins with realization. You must first understand that you are one with the creative power that governs the universe. You are not separate from it, you are its expression. The same law that makes the sun rise and the stars stay in place governs the cells of your body. When you speak from that awareness, your words become law to the invisible forces within you. This is not imagination, it is recognition. When you affirm, divine order governs my life, you are not hoping for harmony. You are declaring that harmony is the natural state of your being. The very act of speaking in faith aligns your mind with the eternal truth of perfection. The moment you speak from divine consciousness, the invisible power of the Spirit begins to respond, bringing balance and healing to your blood, your nerves, your organs, and your circumstances. The difference between begging and commanding lies in awareness. Begging implies separation. It believes that the divine is somewhere outside of you, withholding what you need until you prove worthy. Commanding, however, recognizes unity. It knows that divine life already flows through you, waiting only for your word to be expressed. The one who understands this truth does not plead for healing, they affirm health. They do not cry for peace, they speak peace. The power of command is the acknowledgement of divine law already in operation. When you say, I am guided, I am whole, I am free, you are not creating truth, you are uncovering it. Your words become the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the eternal and the temporal. When you use spiritual command correctly, there is no strain or struggle. True authority is calm, gentle, and certain. It carries no doubt, because it knows the outcome is already secured by divine principle. When a commander gives an order, he does not question whether it will be obeyed, he knows it must. Likewise, when you speak with spiritual authority, the divine forces within you, your subconscious mind, your bloodstream, your cells, receive that order and move instantly to fulfill it. Every system within your being begins to align itself with the pattern of your declaration. If you say, divine order rules my blood, then your blood begins to circulate in perfect rhythm. If you say, peace fills my body, every nerve and muscle relaxes in obedience to that command. You are not imposing something unnatural upon your body. You are restoring it to its original harmony. Spiritual command operates under the same law as creation itself. The universe came into being through the spoken word. Let there be. That eternal command still echoes through all of existence, and it lives within you. Each time you affirm a truth with faith, you are saying your own, let there be. You are aligning yourself with the creative word that formed the cosmos. That word, spoken through your consciousness, becomes a living vibration that shapes your inner and outer world. But it must be spoken with conviction, for half-hearted words have no creative power. The language of the divine is certainty. The subconscious mind and the energies of the body respond not to repetition alone, but to belief that burns like light. The great secret is that divine power does not resist you. It awaits you. It is always ready to move at the command of your word. When you affirm divine order, You are not forcing something to happen. You are allowing the flow of perfection to move freely once again. You are opening the channels that fear, doubt, and confusion have closed. Every time you speak words of faith, you clear those channels. You let the river of divine life circulate unimpeded through your being. Your blood obeys because it is designed to follow the spiritual pattern impressed upon it by your consciousness. So when you speak to your body, do not plead. Speak with divine confidence, knowing that infinite intelligence backs every word of truth you utter. Speak softly, yet with unwavering certainty. Declare that divine order rules your body, your mind, and your affairs. Say it not as wish, but as fact. Say it until your whole being feels the resonance of that truth. The law of spiritual command guarantees that what you speak in faith will manifest in form, because the universe itself is structured to obey the vibration of divine authority. When you understand this, you will never speak idly again. You will know that every word is a seed, every affirmation a decree, and every command a creative act of divine power moving through you. Words are vessels of life. They are invisible containers that carry power, vibration, and creative intelligence. Every word you speak releases an unseen current that travels through the air, through your mind, and deep into your bloodstream. Your words are not empty. They are living forms of energy, clothed with the emotion and belief that you attach to them. When you speak of health, peace, and joy, you send a healing rhythm into your entire system. When you speak of fear, weakness, or failure, you send discord into your body and environment. Your words are messengers that your blood carries to every cell, every organ, and every nerve. They become the instructions that the subconscious mind follows, and the pattern by which your life unfolds. You are always creating through speech, for every utterance is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your inner world. The body listens in silence to the dialogue of the mind. Each word you speak is a command to your inner chemistry. When you affirm life, your cells receive that instruction and begin to regenerate. When you declare peace, your nervous system relaxes and adjusts to that vibration. Words are not mere sounds. They are spiritual instruments that shape the structure of matter. Your bloodstream, that sacred river of divine intelligence, carries the echo of every thought and word throughout your being. It listens for the tone of truth. When you speak words of harmony, your blood begins to flow with ease and balance. When you speak words of confusion or anger, your blood responds with tension and imbalance. This is why every tradition has warned against careless speech, because words are forces and forces never die. They continue to create according to their kind. Every word you speak has two elements, thought and emotion. Thought gives it form, emotion gives it power. A cold, mechanical statement has little effect, but a word filled with faith and conviction has the strength to move mountains. When you say, "I am whole," and you feel the reality of that truth vibrating within you, the entire universe begins to cooperate with your declaration. Your blood, your mind, and the invisible energies around you respond instantly to that frequency. The spoken word is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the spiritual and the physical. It transforms the unseen idea into tangible reality. What you continuously declare with belief becomes the law of your being. Your body and your life are shaped by the words you repeatedly speak to yourself. Many people unconsciously affirm limitation every day without realizing it. They say, "I am tired, I am unlucky, I can't, I never have enough," and these words, carried by emotion, enter their subconscious like seeds. Their blood circulates those messages throughout the body, creating fatigue, tension, and lack. But the moment they change their speech, they change their vibration. When you begin to say, "I am renewed by the life of God, I am strong in spirit, I am divinely supplied," those words set a new pattern in motion. The blood listens and obeys. The subconscious mind records the new belief and adjusts every bodily process to reflect it. The invisible energy of the word becomes visible as vitality, confidence, and harmony. This is why you must guard your speech. Speak only what you desire to manifest, for every word is creative law. The words you speak about yourself, about others, and about your life are shaping your world at this very moment. Speak blessing, and you will see blessing. Speak love, and you will attract love. Speak faith, and doors will open. The universe echoes back to you the vibration of your words, for it cannot contradict the law of cause and effect. When you say, "Divine order governs my life," you release a current of intelligent energy that moves to arrange circumstances for your highest good. When you say, "My body is strong and radiant," you are directing the subconscious to reproduce strength and radiance in form. To use words as vessels of life, you must speak from the awareness that the divine power within you is listening. Do not speak idly or with complaint, for such words are charged with the energy of resistance. Speak as one who knows their words are sacred commands to the unseen forces of life. Speak with faith, not doubt. Speak with gratitude, not fear. Every time you speak truth, your blood is purified. Every time you speak love, your heart grows stronger. Every time you speak peace, your entire being aligns with divine order. Words are the architects of destiny. They are the silent builders of the body, the mind, and the soul. So speak as a creator. Speak as one whose words are filled with the breath of divine intelligence. Speak life into your blood, strength into your bones, joy into your heart. Let every word be a blessing, every sentence a healing vibration. The more you practice this sacred discipline, the more your words will carry light. They will travel through your being like waves of divine music, reorganizing every cell, harmonizing every rhythm, and filling your world with the reflection of your inner command. Your words are not powerless. They are divine instruments through which creation continually expresses itself. Faith activates divine chemistry. It is the unseen power that turns your spoken word into physical reality, the spiritual catalyst that transforms invisible thought into tangible expression. When you speak words of faith, you awaken a creative process that moves through every part of your being. Your blood becomes charged with new energy, your nerves respond with calmness, your organs adjust their rhythm, and your mind aligns with divine intelligence. Faith is not blind hope, it is the deep knowing that the invisible is more real than the visible. It is the conviction that divine perfection is already present within you, waiting for your recognition. The moment you speak with faith, your body begins to obey the vibration of that truth. Every emotion you feel sends a signal through your bloodstream. Fear releases disorder, but faith releases harmony. Faith changes the chemistry of your body because it changes the atmosphere of your soul. It releases divine intelligence to flow freely through your cells. When you say, "I am whole," and you truly believe it, that belief becomes a living command that reorganizes the molecular structure of your being. Your cells begin to respond to the vibration of truth. They absorb the energy of divine life, replacing weakness with strength, confusion with clarity, and illness with order. This is the divine chemistry of faith. It turns spiritual certainty into physical transformation. Your blood becomes the messenger of your belief, carrying health and renewal to every part of you. Faith is more than a mental statement. It is a spiritual feeling of assurance that needs no evidence. When you declare health in the face of sickness, peace in the midst of chaos, and abundance in the presence of lack, you are exercising divine dominion. You are affirming that the power within you is greater than the appearance before you. That conviction releases an unseen current that begins to change the pattern of your life. Faith speaks from the realm of truth, not from the realm of appearances. It knows that divine order cannot be disturbed by temporary conditions. When your faith becomes stronger than your fear, your body must respond, for your subconscious mind and your blood are servants of belief. They obey the strongest impression within you, and faith is the highest of all vibrations. Every time you affirm truth with faith, you are building a new pattern in your subconscious mind. Repetition of faith-filled words etches divine order into the deepest layers of your being. These impressions become living instructions that govern every process in your body. Faith commands your blood to flow perfectly, your heart to beat in rhythm, your nerves to remain calm, your mind to stay clear. You may not see the change immediately, but faith does not need to see, it knows. The invisible law of correspondence ensures that what you hold as truth within will eventually appear without. The inner pattern of harmony must express itself in physical form, because the divine law cannot fail. There is a sacred alchemy that occurs when faith and the spoken word unite. Your words provide the blueprint, and your faith provides the energy that gives it life. Without faith, words are hollow. With faith, they are living power. When you speak with true conviction, you release a current that transcends logic and penetrates the invisible world. Your faith becomes the magnet that draws divine substance into form. The chemistry of your blood begins to shift to match the vibration of your belief. Science may describe it as cellular renewal or hormonal balance, but the truth behind it is spiritual. Faith sets divine law into motion. The power that created the universe moves through your words, guided by the certainty of your heart. Faith works quietly but unfailingly. It does not argue, it does not struggle, and it does not rush. It simply knows. It is the stillness that says, "It is done," and the universe must obey. The same power that causes a seed to grow, the stars to move, and life to continue, is the power that responds to faith. It cannot resist it, for faith is divine recognition itself. When you hold a vision of perfect health or divine order with unwavering confidence, your subconscious begins to reproduce that image in your body and life. Your blood becomes a river of healing light, flowing through you in obedience to your belief. To activate divine chemistry, you must live in the spirit of faith. Speak only words that affirm the truth you wish to experience. Feel their reality. Let them sink deep into your heart until you no longer hope. They become your knowing. Faith transforms thought into substance and turns prayer into manifestation. The entire universe is built to respond to it. Every atom in your body listens for the vibration of faith because it recognizes it as the sound of divine order. So when you speak, speak from the knowing that the law of life is working through you. When you believe, believe as one who already possesses. When you affirm, affirm as one who commands, not as one who pleads. For faith is the language of creation, and through it, divine chemistry begins to move through your blood, transforming your whole being into the living image of harmony, strength, and perfection. Divine order begins within. Everything that appears in your outer life is a mirror of the inner arrangement of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. When the inner world is in harmony, the outer world naturally reflects that balance. There is no separation between what you think and what you experience. The world around you simply mirrors the tone of your consciousness. The order of the universe operates through you, not outside of you. The same intelligence that governs the stars, seasons, and tides governs your heartbeat, your breathing, and your circulation. When you align your mind with that intelligence, your life becomes a reflection of divine symmetry. You no longer struggle to force conditions to change, because you understand that true transformation begins within consciousness, not circumstance. To live in divine order is to recognize that everything is governed by spiritual law. There is no chaos in truth, only the illusion of disorder when seen through the eyes of fear or confusion. The moment you still your mind and affirm the presence of divine intelligence within, your being begins to realign. Your blood flows in rhythm, your nerves find peace, your thoughts grow calm, and your emotions harmonize. You become an instrument through which divine order expresses itself naturally. You are not creating order, you are revealing it. You are uncovering what has always existed beneath the surface of human agitation. Divine order is not something you have to achieve. It is the eternal state of your true nature. When you command your inner world to align with divine perfection, everything in your outer experience must follow that command. The law of correspondence ensures that what is within is reproduced without. If your mind is filled with harmony, peace will appear in your relationships, in your health, and in your circumstances. If your thoughts are filled with fear and confusion, that same pattern will manifest outwardly as disorder. The wise do not attempt to change conditions directly, they change the inner vibration that produces them. Once the inner structure of thought is aligned with divine law, conditions reorganize themselves effortlessly. Divine order works silently, like the unseen roots of a tree that stabilize and nourish everything above the surface. Every human being has within them a perfect blueprint, a divine pattern of health, balance, and harmony. This pattern cannot be destroyed, only obscured by false belief and emotional turbulence. When you quiet the mind and return to faith, that blueprint begins to reassert itself. The subconscious mind, being obedient to your dominant mental state, follows the new order you impress upon it. Your body, being the visible expression of your subconscious, begins to reflect that balance in tangible form. This is why inner peace heals. It is not merely an emotional comfort, it is the re-establishment of divine order at the deepest level of being. When your thoughts and emotions are aligned with divine truth, your blood becomes pure, your energy flows freely, and your environment becomes cooperative. To live in divine order is to trust that everything unfolds with purpose. Even what seems like delay or disruption is often a reorganization of circumstances toward your highest good. The universe does not operate through confusion. It is precise, deliberate, and intelligent. When you rest in that knowing, fear loses its power. You begin to see that every challenge is a call to return to inner alignment. You stop reacting to appearances and start responding with understanding. The moment you affirm, "Divine order governs my life now," you invite the universal intelligence to correct every imbalance within and around you. You do not have to know how it will happen. The law of divine order knows its own way. Divine order begins with surrender, not resistance. The ego seeks control, the spirit seeks alignment. The more you try to manipulate external conditions through anxiety or force, the more resistance you create. But the moment you yield to divine wisdom and allow it to flow through you, harmony begins to restore itself naturally. Your heart beats with ease, your breath deepens, your body relaxes, and your mind clears. You realize that the same power that moves galaxies moves through your bloodstream, guiding every function with precision. This awareness brings deep peace, because you know that you are supported by an infinite intelligence that never errs. As you cultivate the consciousness of divine order, your entire vibration changes. You begin to walk, speak, and think with serenity. Your presence becomes healing because it carries the frequency of balance. People feel calmer around you, circumstances begin to unfold smoothly, and opportunities arise without strain. The outer world bends to the rhythm of your inner peace. Divine order expresses itself through your words, your actions, and even the quiet energy you radiate. You become a channel through which the perfection of the divine mind flows into human experience. To live from divine order is to know that all is well, that every moment is guided, and that within you resides the power to command harmony simply by being still and remembering who you are. You do not need to beg for peace. You need only to align with it. You do not need to chase healing. You need only to speak it from the center of divine awareness within. Everything you seek already exists in perfect order in the invisible realm of spirit. When you attune to that truth, your life, your health, your relationships, your work will begin to mirror the beauty of that inner alignment. Divine order begins within, and once it is established there, nothing in the outer world can disturb the peace that flows from it.